Hello, welcome back to the Good, Bad and Stupid News. It's Thursday the 1st of August. Good news to start with, I don't have Lyme disease. If you saw my video the other day, I said I was going to go to the doctors and check because I was running through the park and I got swarmed by a load of biting insects all up my legs and stuff when I was had cuts, had blood on my legs, and I don't know if they were attracted to the blood or what, but I just got munched on big time. I had bites all up my leg, big welts and everything like this. So, and then next thing you know, I was reading in the papers about Lyme disease on the rise, and I was like, shit, I want to get that checked out. So I went to the doctors, and straight away he said, no, it's not Lyme disease, because for your reference, Lyme disease is if you get bitten, comes like a bullseye style welt, so like a round circle, then another round circle, then another round circle, a bit like on a dartboard. So I didn't have any of those, so he said straight away, no, you don't have Lyme disease. I don't know whether he should have done any other checks, because he wasn't a bit thorough. He was trying to get me out of there. I was trying to think, well, straight away he said that, so I thought, well, I'll use up my appointment time by asking him a few other things, you know. I was like, oh, well, while I'm here, can you check my moles, you know, for the sun and stuff like that? And he was like, well, what do you want me to check? It's a bit flippant. What do you want me to check? I said, well, I don't know, to check them if they're cancerous. And he's like, well, what's wrong with them? Has anything changed? And I was like, well, he said, we can't check. No, he said, we can't just check all your moles. So I don't want you to check all of them. I was about this one and this one. They're itching. And they do itch sometimes. And he was like, he said, well, is that it? They just itch. He said, there's no change or whatever. And I was like, no, well, you know, I just thought, well, if there's something, then you just check them, don't you? And he just went, well, take a photo of them, and if anything changes, you know, if anything's different in a week or whatever, or 2 weeks or whatever else, then come in and see us and we'll check it. So he didn't get his thing out and have a look at it. When I've been before, somebody's actually got the fucking eyeglass or the light and had a look at it, you know. So he wouldn't do it. He just like, well, you know, what do you want me to do about it? So if I get cancer off one of those moles, it's on video here, and nobody's seen it because I haven't got any watchers. But just bear that in mind. He should have checked them. I'm sure he should have at least had a little look, because they are a bit like, you know, a bit red from itching and stuff. Anyway, that was that. And I do actually have one subscriber. I've got one subscriber, but it doesn't really count because it's a friend of mine. And hello, Mel. Mel subscribed to the channel, and she's going to be tortured by my videos popping up every now and then. So yeah, but that was good anyway. I'm quite happy not to have Lyme disease. So I've just got a load of stuff here which is all very random. I haven't had a chance to sort through it, so I'm just going to do it as I go, and won't be in any kind of order. So probably be a bit of a car crash. Anyway, so but this one was quite good. A sleep-deprived pensioner emptied a bucket of water from his flat onto diners eating outside a trendy restaurant below. He just basically got pissed off with the noise and just chucked a bucket of water over his balcony, all over the... Imagine sitting there eating your dinner, all of a sudden like a bucket of water just lands on your head. They probably must have been sitting there having a right old laugh, because there was being noisy. That was the point of him doing it. And he just whacked this bucket of water over them. So could have just gone down and like said, can you be quiet, couldn't he, really? But that was in a bar, La Bodega Tapas Bar in Notting Hill, West London. So they would have been all dressed up there, but no, so that would have pissed them right off. A few wigs would have got you know, put out of place with the water. It just reminded me actually of when I was living in Australia. There was I was living in King's Cross, and there was up on the floor, 2 floors up or whatever, but round the back of the shops, we was above the shops, and round the back of the shops, similar to that, but all the heroin addicts used to go around there, and that's where they used to do their, or go around and do the heroin, was to buy off the street, and they'd go around there. But there was a woman opposite our balcony, and she would just sit there, old woman, like 70s or whatever, and she'd just be like watering her plants with her hose, and then she'd just like hold the hose. She'd hear people down there, and she'd hold the hose like that, and the hose would go over and just soak whoever was down there, so they'd be down there injecting the stuff, and you could hear them all going, fucking this, that, and the other, and she would just be like, you know, not even blink, didn't bother her at all. She just literally just soak them until they eventually ran off, you know. But she would do that every time. So it works. Water works. So yeah, I've got nothing else to say about that, but I thought it was quite funny. Travellers have been urged not to bring ham sandwiches into Britain from abroad, as it could inadvertently bring killer swine flu in. The chief of the UK's chief veterinary officer is. It would be devastating for the industry. So they're not saying don't eat ham in these countries. They're saying don't bring it in. Don't make a ham sandwich and bring it back here. If you got, so what they should be saying is that ham abroad might have swine flu in it. So fucking be careful. You know what I mean? They're not saying you to. They're just saying don't bring that shit back here. You know, fucking ham sandwiches. It's like poison. You know what I mean? But so. Apparently 5 million pigs have been culled worldwide to stop the disease spreading to humans. Well, you know, I guess you're taking the risk if you eat it then anywhere, isn't you? But yeah, ham sandwiches. It's a very British thing, and it don't get making ham sandwiches. What about someone bringing back a fucking, you know, like pork chops or pork burgers and stuff like that? It's just British, isn't it? They're bound to come back with ham sandwiches, packed lunches and stuff like that. So don't do it. We don't want it here. Osama bin Laden's son is dead. That's good news, I think. Yeah, it's good news because he was. Because he was a terrorist. Or one of his many sons, I think, or whatever. But apparently he was a terrorist. Had a 1 million bounty on his head, so bound to be dead. And I always wonder when they put those bounties on whether somebody actually ever gets the money, you know. But as soon as they put something like that on it, these people in them countries fucking. They're brassy, can't they? If fucking you knew he was there, or you was one of his dudes, and you're thinking 1 million quid, you know, he'll be dead, so he's not going to fucking do anything to me, and I'll have 1 million quid, and then anybody else, I'll just pay them off to fucking leave me alone as well. So, all honky dory. So, you know, you ain't safe if you fucking want to be top of the tree in those things, but. You know, it's only going to go one way anyway, wasn't it? So, but, you know, I don't think he did anything. He was planning some stuff, so he didn't get to do it in the end anyway. So that's a good thing. So, goodbye to him. Panto King Christopher Biggins. So random. We've gone from fucking Osama bin Laden to Christopher Biggins. Christopher Biggins, saying that, it's not too random because he wants to play a serial killer. Because he said snowflakes have ruined his beloved comedy. The actor lashed out at political correctness. He said, "You can't say anything anymore, especially with comedy. Political correctness is affecting everything. What annoys me is that it's a lot of minority groups shouting from the tops of mountains, or maybe from the back of your theatre, you know, or small theatre, saying how wrong we are, which is ludicrous. So I had it. I would love to play villains. I would love to play a serial killer." Well, maybe he wants to, you know, he's been vindictive. Maybe he wants to sort of underline. He wants to take out a couple of these snowflakes or whatever else. But you know, he's got a point to a degree. I mean, some people fucking they've got a right stick up their arse with, you know, with comedy. You know, comedy's all about challenging things and saying things that are not meant to be said, or to question stuff, and some people don't like it, do they? So, and they won't laugh at it, so therefore it kills the fucking comedy and kills the and somebody, you know, and then you end up with just a load of bland fucking comedy that's just telling jokes. Jokes are good, but it's not all about just gags and one-liners, is it? It comes in all shapes. So, but some people don't particularly want to hear jokes about the truth, or, you know, politics, or against this or against that. You know, it'd be very hard for somebody to be a right on Brexit comedian. You know what I mean? It would, like, it'd be hard for somebody to swallow. Whereas to go with the main thing would be, they'd more appreciate that side, but the other side you probably wouldn't be able to do. But you got to appreciate all sides. If it's funny, it's funny. But you know, some people don't like you having an agenda and stuff like that, I suppose. Anyway, digress. Come back to that one. 6 revellers have feared to have died in 48 hours from a suspected bad batch of drugs. I'm telling this one just so in case anybody's know, but nobody's actually watching my videos anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, there was, what was it? A mix of cocaine and ketamine or something, and 6 people have died from the bad batch of the drugs. What was it? Oh, what the thing was, Public Health England urged users to check overdose signs, which is a lack of consciousness. What's that one say? No breathing, blue lips, and whatever else, and fingertips. And also it adds, call 999 and use naloxone.co.uk. I don't know what the fuck that is. I've cut the end of the thing off, so I'm trying to read something when I've cut half the word and from the middle of it out. But you know, obviously you've got to be careful. You can buy drug testing kits now. Apparently, you can see them on. How do I know? I don't know, but apparently you can buy them on eBay and stuff like that, so you can test all the drugs that you've got. So in the way things are like that, I was reading something the other day about rat poison being, or somebody dying from taking rat poison. Who the fuck puts rat poison into drugs? It's hardly going to bring you back customers, is it? You're just literally doing that to fuck people up. That's almost like fucking serial killer. But anyway, you can test them. So probably word to the wise there. I'm going to do that one. Oh, this is good. There's a guy, an electrician, who has wired his van to give tool thieves 1,000-volt shock if they try to break in, because that's he took the drastic step after losing equipment worth more than £5,000 in 2 years, and police say that his device is legal. So that's quite good. So fucking that's everyone should start following suit. It's part of a DIY alarm system in his Citroen dispatch van. It triggers a siren and sounds bombs. So that's his alarm. But you get an electric shock if you touch his van. Because all the talk, that's a right. It's really annoying though. I got a van, but luckily nobody's broke into mine yet. But I know a lot of people who are constantly having their vans broken into in the cities because they nick all the tools out. One guy I know, he had it that much that now, and they break into his van to nick the tools, but he's never got any tools in there. So they're breaking in, find there's no tools, but he's ending up with a broken van. So he just leaves his doors open. He says they're constantly sort of, going around trying to break it. So if he leaves his door open, they can check the handle, and if it opens, they're not going to start fucking stabbing it with the screwdrivers, are they? So they check, see nothing's in there, and then they go. But you see, if he locks it, they break in and then find there's no tools. Anyway, but if you do have your tools nicked, then you should go down to the car boots, because that's where they all end up getting sold anyway. I mean, not yours, you won't find yours down there, but you can go and buy somebody else's stolen stuff back and get them back on the cheap. It's a shit way of having to do it, but the tools always, can you go down to any car boot, it's like fucking, you just know it's nicked, the guys look dodgy as anything, and there's like hundreds of power tools and everything like that, and like, you know that they ain't tradesmen, put it that way. So unfortunately you have to go and buy other stolen goods back to fucking fill your van up. Otherwise you're losing £5,000, aren't you? The tools. One of our closest living relatives, the chimpanzee, may have a memory that works in a similar way to our own. Definitely to mine if it ain't very good, because my memory's fucking hit and miss, especially like if I'm tired. Yeah, I'll totally. It's funny, I had a friend say to me the other day, he said, your memory's getting bad, and I was like, what memory? So I fucking got a good joke out of that, but yeah, fucking, you have those moments where your mind just fucking works against you, and you just think, what the fuck? it's like, what was it, when I went to my storage the other day? I went all the way to my storage to get something out of the storage which I had to drive to, and I got there, and as I walked up to the door, it was only then, right in front of the door, that my mind tells me, oh, you didn't pick up your keys. Why didn't he kick in fucking up any time during the house to the fucking storage? Why is he waiting until I'm right all the way up to the door, like 2 miles down the road, and then he goes, oh, you didn't pick up the keys off the side. I was like, for fuck's sake. So I've had to go back and do it twice, and I'm sure a lot of you can relate to that, maybe not. But so anyway, yeah, apparently we got minds that are a bit like chimps. But chimps, obviously, they're saying that they've got a good memory, I guess, because so maybe I've got one that's worse than a chimp. I can't bother to read the rest of that, but you have to find that story if you want to find out any more. Tarantula's been stolen from a porch in South Carolina. A woman claims a thief stolen a package. This is he'll have the fright of his life when he opens that. Someone stole a package from FedEx off the porch, and it contained 9 tarantulas. Shit for her, because they were about $1,000 each. It's saying all missing spiders were valued at $1,000. But as soon as he opens them, he ain't going to get $1,000 from them, because as soon as he opens them, he's going to be fucking running. They're going to sprint off, and so somebody's going to find them in their, they're going to turn up somewhere where fucking give somebody a fright, ain't they? A tarantula. I don't think tarantulas they're not from America, are they? So they've been sent. Who orders tarantulas through the post like that from FedEx? Can you do that? Clearly you can. It's not on the big long list of things that you're not prohibited lists. I sent some things the other day, and I was looking along the prohibited list, and one of the things that you're not allowed to send, that they won't send, was human flesh. Like, like somebody would go, oh shit, fucking, I was going to send my arm through the post or something like that, but clearly it's not that wacky if you can buy tarantulas through the post, live tarantulas. It's a bit fucking odd. So they're going to turn up in somebody's garden somewhere sometime soon. A 79-year-old, this is in America as well, 79-year-old woman has been sentenced to 10 days in jail for feeding the stray cats. Is that really a crime, feeding cats in the street? Feeding the cats for 2 years that were left behind by her neighbour. Well, what's the crime about that? What they're meant to do? Fucking starve. If they don't starve, well, I don't know what the cats do. They wouldn't just take the cats off the street, the people. If you fed them, get the cat people to come, and then you can collect them all up whilst you're feeding them. If you're looking for them, it makes sense, doesn't it? But it shouldn't be a crime to actually feed starving animals. It's a bit fucking moody. Israel to build 6,000 homes for settlers in the West Bank and 700 for Palestinians. So, I don't know. That's about as unequal as things are over there, isn't it? So that's fucking obvious. It's not good for. I wonder about the Israelis living in the West Bank, because the West Bank is part of Palestine. They must feel fucking shit living in there, or living, under the situation where the Palestinians are being shit on, and they're being built houses. You know what I mean? There's got to be some with a conscience that find it a little bit fucking sour that they have to do that, and also it's surely not a good environment to live in anyway. So I don't know why they don't just fucking set it up so that everybody gets along. I mean, that's, what does it say? 3,700. Oh, 6,700. Why don't they just build 3,000 for you, 3,000 for us? Let's all get along. But no, so what do they fucking expect that there's hatred and stuff over there? It's a good one. Cabbies have blasted a man who's got a mobility scooter. He's got a mobility scooter and he's turned it into a taxi for late night boozers. He charges them for a ride between the pubs or for a lift home. One taxi driver was saying he's seen 5 people hanging from the vehicle, like it's the one in the telly programme Benidorm. You see zooming around the harbour with flashing lights on. Fucking sounds like a right buzz. I'd want to get that taxi. You know what I mean? Fucking, it sounds like a right life. It's like a tuk-tuk, innit? Of course you're all going to fucking jump on that. So you know, that should be seen as him being entrepreneurial. You know, he's trying to he's making a living and he's giving them a fucking thrill. I think he has put a mattress on it and he goes around from pub to pub to pub, picking up and dropping people off on a mattress. How does that work then? They're all lying onto the top of the mattress. He's been doing it for a couple of months now. You see people jumping on, hanging on the side. Anyway, you get the points. Where is it? If you want to go and get a lift off that, does it say where it is? Torquay. If you're in Torquay, look out for the man. Fucking, you know, the what's it called? Mobility scooter taxis, Uber. M48 services are rated the worst in the world. I don't know the M48. I'm more of an M40 guy myself. And the services on them ain't that bad, but apparently this one's total shit. Toilets are grim, dismal. Well, it won't be avoided. Where is that then in the world? Gloucestershire. Scored a customer satisfaction rating of 72%. Who can be bothered to fill those out? Obviously some people have, but you know, can't be bothered, then it's shit, just don't go there. Go to the next one. Hitler mugs are angering tourists. Somebody's selling Hitler mugs in Italy, and they said that they're meant to be joke gifts. Well, he's selling them to tourists, and it's angering tourists apparently. So it's kind of defeating the purpose. And you're trying to sell something, and the tourists don't want it. They don't want to go home with a fucking Hitler mug. It's not from from Italy. So you know, what kind of person sits there drinking out of a mug with a picture of Hitler's face on it anyway? Saying that, I have, as I said before in another video, I've been to the War and Peace festival. It's like a war. Everyone dresses up and there's all this fucking, everything's related to the war, Second World War, First World War, whatever else. And the amount of Hitler stuff that I saw there was fucking beyond belief, really. And people are buying it. So teddy bears, there was one that was a huge 5 foot teddy bear, you know, like a Pudsey. Imagine like Pudsey on Children in Need, but with a Hitler moustache, giving it the salute and everything like that. It's fucking crazy. I've got a picture of it, but I haven't got time to show you. But that was for sale, so it would be really funny seeing somebody carrying it out like that, you know what I mean, and going like, yeah, going to bought it for the kids or something like that. So, you know, for what reason would you ever buy that? A mass outbreak of chlamydia in Spain has been caused by randy Brit tourists. Of course, but surely it's not just Brits over there. It's like fucking, when you go over to Spain, it's people from all the European countries. And how do they know it's just the Brits? The Brits are randy, there's no doubt, but they might be having sex with the, you know, Danish, Swedish, Irish, whoever. If in that environment, you wouldn't know where it's come from, would you? I guess the people who are reporting it, or the people who are going in, are British. I don't know, but I don't think you can really fucking say it's come from there. It'd have to have come from here to go there. So there's a massive outbreak of chlamydia over here. Anyway, former US President Ronald Reagan described African UN delegates as monkeys in a newly unearthed tape recording. He made the remark 10 years before taking the office in a call to President Nixon, which President Nixon laughed at. What did he say? Yeah, so and was laughing at it. So if you didn't know he was racist, you do now. Reagan was like that towards a lot of foreign countries, wasn't it? And foreign, you know, imposing his situation in South America and stuff like that, I think. But yeah, so I don't know what else to say. Oh, he said what he said is, to see those monkeys from these African countries, damn them, they're still uncomfortable wearing shoes. And then Nixon, you can hear Nixon laughing in the background. So, well, I bet you fucking wouldn't mind sending your shoes. Well, they're good enough to make your shoes, aren't they? Well, you'd probably sending them over there to get them made. So, you know. It's just racist comments anyway, and so It's funny that, I mean, how's that come from? Apparently it's been hidden for ages, so if it's all on this free press thing, isn't it? So some people just going through and just sitting and listening to old, it's not free press, what's the word? Public record. And you've got the libraries and you can just, there's like rows and rows and rows and rows of stuff that is for the public record. Some people just go in and just listen to that, don't they? I mean, it's obviously unearthed something there. I don't know what the point of bringing it out is, but to show you a little of a look into the guy. But that's just a random someone who was just sitting there all day in the library probably, and it's come about. A driver of a Porsche was reported to police after blocking the entrance to a fire station. Stouffer Aston Fire Station in Birmingham tweeted a picture of the white car parked in the entrance, labelling it poor judgment. Of all the places to park, I'm from Birmingham. That's where I'm from, Birmingham. I'm not from Aston, but I don't know if you could tell. But like the fire engines or the fire station forecourt, he's just parked his car on there right in front of the fucking fire engine door, so the fire engines couldn't get out. You just wouldn't even. You just know that that's not a place to park your car, don't you? You'd park it. You can legally park it anywhere you like, but you wouldn't just stick it right in front of the fucking fire service doors. That's dumb. So, and it's not Birmingham dumb. That's just a person who's dumb. He happens to be from Birmingham, but there's fucking plenty of people like that. I'm surprised he didn't get any kind of. They just give him a ticking off. Didn't really tell him. Well, obviously there wasn't a serious emergency, otherwise he might have got done. But they just give him a slap wrist, really, or told him, don't park in front of fire doors in the future. A 19th century dildo has come home thanks to a sex shop's donor appeal. The Footlong, fuck me, that's a fucking ivory sex toy, was sent by a soldier fighting in China in 1899 to his wife in Ireland. It was sold in 2017 to a US collector for $2,900, but online sex shop owner Swanee Scott campaigned for its return. A foot-long fucking sex toy, 19th century, so that's like 1800s, isn't it? So that's been fucking, that's had a life. I bet it's been used all the way along, isn't it? But if it's ivory, I guess you can wash it. I don't know. But it's like a tusk, isn't it? Ivory. But that's probably like an elephant tusk as a sex toy. Well, I don't know. That's a fine line between pleasure and pain on that one, I think. Let's have a look. What else have we got here? Oh, somebody's, I'm going to do these people writing in their letters. Somebody's got what they want to say about Gordon Ramsay. We all know Gordon Ramsay is a prat, but he has now beaten his own gutter lifestyle by shooting and killing a mountain goat in New Zealand. I hate this arrogant, sad man. That was from somebody called Wise Jed. Well, yeah, I saw that the other day. A picture of him shooting a goat, and enjoying it and whatever. But they killed it and cooked it or whatever. But it's not really fucking good TV for me. But he's definitely got his fucking got right on his nerves about it. So yeah, he thinks Gordon Ramsay's a prat. Right, getting there. We've got running out of time, so might not get through all of them, unfortunately. But Seagulls are back in the Wetherspoons, nicking all your food. Where's this place? Wetherspoons. Look at them! Look at them trying to have a dinner. And look at that. The Seagulls are just like going, "What? I'm having that. Did you get my burger?" They're like almost like part of the dinner group, aren't they? They get like sitting there going, "Right, I'm having them chips. I'm having that burger," and they're just basically just coming down, taking your food and brazen as anything. Otherwise, they're pecking at you. So I think the owner of the Wetherspoons has got a bird of prey to come in and fight what he calls the bullying seagulls. But they are on top though. I've seen them fucking steal food down the beach down there. They'll take it. They're brazen, and they shit on you as well. Imagine all that food they're eating and they're shitting it as well. You get shit on all the time. Right, okay, so last one we're going to do. Oh, where's it gone? Oh, I'm going to finish up on this one. You got to feel a bit sorry for. There's a guy called Jim Stouffer. I don't know if he's anybody famous. There's a picture of him there with his mum's photo in a frame. But what is you got to feel sorry for him. The thing says it says his mum Doris sadly died, and he donated her body to biomedical research for research into Alzheimer's disease. But the hospital flogged Doris's body. Flogged? Does that mean sold? Sold the body? That's like fucking. That's legal. Sold the body. Sold Doris to the U.S. Army for $5,000. Yes, did sell. Then she was strapped to a chair and blown up with a bomb. Jim is not best pleased. Fucking bet he's not best pleased. Why did they tell him if that's the case? They shouldn't have even fucking mentioned it. If that's, you know, by the way, we've just decided to sell your mum to go and get blown up by a bomb in America. But that is like fucking, you know, that's not a bad way to go, really, is it? It's probably like, I think it was to a chair and blown up, because it'd be on a rocket and sent up into space and blown up. That's a fucking odd thing to see. That is, I mean, like, for one, they're selling the body, and for two, who knew that they blew up human bodies, or like, and why did they tie it to a chair? Why don't they just put it on the chair? You know what I mean? They don't really need to tie it. It's dead. She ain't going to move anywhere, is she? But what were they actually trying to test for? To see whether an old woman's head would fucking fly off at, like, you know, what kind of level of, I mean, it was blown to smithereens, isn't it? Anyway, you know, that's a real fucking odd story. So I feel sorry for Jim Stouffer, because that's not the right way for your mum's body to be dealt with or to be handled. I quite like the idea of being blown up, though. I mean, sent on a bomb. That's fucking go out with a bang. You know what I mean? Anyway, that's been a little bit chaotic, but hopefully you bared with it. The videos are getting quite long, aren't they? So I don't know. Maybe you don't even see this bit because you've already turned off halfway through. So until tomorrow, there's going to be another one tomorrow. So thanks for watching. See you later. Or probably my only subscriber, Melanie. Hopefully you've managed to watch it all the way through. See you later.